I'm back with one of the volunteers from my mentoring camp, my soon-to-be son-in-law, Ben, who's gonna marry my daughter, Carly. That's another conversation. We're gonna stay off that for a little while, still tight about that one. But joining us now is one of Ben's mentees. This is Jimmy.
Man, what?
Jimmy, you built a pretty strong bond with Ben since the camp.
Yes, Ben actually has a good understanding of what I'm going through because he's been in my same footsteps, and he's just basically trying to make a guideline for me on where to go and how to be successful as he is today, at the same time, much better. And also, at the same time, teach me how to forgive my father for not being there for me just as his father wasn't there for him.
What kind of relationship would you like to have with your dad?
I would like to communicate more weekly, and visitation is key to a child. I don't know if he knows it, but if he's there physically and not only mentally, it has a big impact on a young man such as myself, and it can help me grow to be a great man to either my kids and my wife in the future.
Yeah. You know, we pulled some things together, Ben, and your father is here, Jimmy Sr. is here. Now, before we bring him out, any final encouragement you want to give to Jimmy, Ben?
You know, first of all, Jimmy, you are one of the more courageous young men I've met. It takes a lot of courage to sit up here and tell your story and ultimately forgive your father. And I think you're going to give inspiration for a lot of young boys out there, just like your little brother that we talk about. Right. And you're doing the first step. The only other thing I can just tell you is the journey is not going to be perfect. Be honest, be open about your feelings like you're doing today, because the biggest thing that we tend to not do, folks who haven't had their father, is be vulnerable and let them know that, man, I really need you. And I think you're doing an unbelievable first step today.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Well, that moment is here. Please welcome Jimmy Sr. Big Jimmy, let me ask you a question. What do you think about your relationship with your son?
Well, Steve, I think me and my son have a good relationship. It's just that I moved out of town. With that being said, I'm glad to be here, and I know some things that I missed in his life, and I'm willing to patch it up.
Jimmy, what do you feel when you hear that?
Most people don't get an opportunity like this. So at first I was sad, I still am, but most of all, thankful and glad that he came today.
And I want to let him know that I love him and I care about him, and I lay down my life for him, and I have his back for 100%, and I'm willing to patch everything up with him.
Yeah. Ben, you have any advice that you can help these two with?
I think the biggest thing being here today is, I think all of us on the stage want us to see you guys take that step forward, but also you understanding that he has those feelings.
Right.
A lot of conversations I had with my father, sometimes the truth hurts, and he's been hurt, but at the same time, Jimmy also is understanding that forgiveness is for him and for you.
Right.
And that going forward today, any way I can help, any way Mr. Harvey can help, we just want him to be with his father. And that's really the biggest goal today is.
Right, I'm willing to accept that. You know, if I hurted you anyway, I'm here to tell you I'm sorry, and I ask you to forgive me, and I love you.
I love you too, and I forgive you.
Okay, see, let me take a moment here, because you know I get 125 of these boys at my ranch. I get another 100 in 6 other cities. It's a sad situation. As men, what we do is we say, I'm sorry, and we genuinely mean it. But the thing with I'm sorry is it don't erase nothing. Then there's got to be some work here that has to happen, because here's the deal, and I'm talking to all fathers out there that's not actively playing a role in their sons' lives. I got that life happens. You go away, sometimes You get sent away. But we as men, all of us, and I've had a period in my life, man, where I hadn't been the greatest father because I was out there homeless and all this here trying to pull it together. But at the end of the day, we got to start from somewhere. And don't let nobody hold that over your head where you ain't been in this life. Hey, man, long as you start now, long as we began the healing process from where we are, we got to start now. I can't fix what happened in the past. But I tell you what, doggone it, right now I'm doing the dog best I can to show everybody that I brought into this world that I love them and I die for them and I do anything. He said he'd die for you. That's the ultimate for us. We ain't got no more. When we ain't got no money, we'll die for you. My father told me a long time ago, he said, boy, I'd die for you. I can't imagine how I'd be if I ain't had Slick Harvey. It's unexplainable what would have happened to me if he wasn't snatching me when he snatched me, if he wasn't giving me that look when he looked at me. Those moments molded me into who I am today. He got to have that. We got to get these men to come back into these boys' lives and make a difference. We're going to help this out a little bit. We're going to help with this long distance part because that's one of the problems. That's why we're going to be hooking Jimmy and his mom up with a flight to go visit with his dad out there so you all can get to spend a little bit more time together. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Want to say thanks to Ben, Jimmy Sr., and Jimmy Jr.